Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the couch. This is Reacting Realms, and I am Jeanette. And this is my review of Jurassic World Rebirth, which officially released in theaters. There may be some spoilers here, so beware. Will this be a new era for the Jurassic Park franchise? Do you think it restarted it, or was it just a letdown? Tell me what you guys think, and let's jump into it. Okay, so let's start off with the fact that I went into this with some kind of low expectations, but I was pretty excited. I don't need a lot from my Jurassic Park movies. I just want some good action and some CGI dinosaurs. Well, you can watch my reaction in the trailer to see how excited I was. But when I left the theater, I felt kind of meh. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. But it felt kind of thrown together, and there were some places where I felt like they could have made some changes that would have made it a lot better. So let's talk about the things that I liked first. The set pieces were great. The jungle scenes looked wonderful. The CGI itself was really good. I really loved the water element and the water chase. That was really cool. There were some great dinosaur cameos, which I liked, which is why I go see these movies. I want to see dinosaurs. The action scenes were pretty great. I felt my heart racing during some of these high moments, and the story itself was pretty simple, which has garnished some criticism, but I personally don't need a complex Jurassic Park story. They set this out pretty clear in the first few minutes. They are going to get some dinosaur blood from three dinosaurs and potentially get the cure for heart disease. Cool, sold, let's go. The music is also a highlight. It brings in that classic Jurassic theme, which brings me nostalgic memories from the first movie. But unfortunately, that is probably where my praise ends. Let's start with the first scene. This should have been an easy win for them. You start out like every other Jurassic Park movie. There is a breach of containment, there is a scary dinosaur, and someone gets eaten, which does happen, but it happens in the most contrived way. And it was so unbelievable that it pulled you right out of the movie. And there were many moments throughout this movie that were really similar. They were contrived moments to move the plot along that felt disjointed and didn't really make sense in the world that they were trying to create. Okay, so the dinosaur eats somebody, and then we jump 12 years into the future, which is like 5 years after the last Jurassic World movie. And the dinosaurs are mostly not living among humans anymore. They've kind of like died out, and now they only live near the equator. And they give some explanation for this briefly. But what they want you to know is that we're going back to the island near the equator. And they kind of start really hitting you over the head with the idea that no one cares about dinosaurs anymore, and they're clearly making this analogy to how people are feeling about the Jurassic Park franchise in general. But man, they are not subtle about it. So we meet Scarlett Johansson's character, who's supposed to be this kind of badass military lady. And she's okay. She's a good actress, but she doesn't have a lot to work with in terms of script. She's given this backstory where she has this ex teammate die, but that's kind of quickly forgotten, and it doesn't really play into the rest of the story as she starts to lose teammates along the way. Then we quickly meet Jonathan Bailey's character, who is this paleontologist, and he's looking for a new job because he's about to lose his job because nobody cares about dinosaurs anymore. And listen, I love Jonathan Bailey. I think he's a good actor. I was really excited when I saw that he was going to be in this movie, but he is horribly miscast. All of his lines and interactions are just awkward, and it just doesn't work. It also really doesn't help that his American accent is terrible, and he kept slipping back into his British accent, which kept pulling me out of the movie. So then we start rounding up the rest of the characters. We've got Mahershala Ali's character, who's probably the highlight of the movie for me. But again, he really isn't given much to work with. I honestly don't think we needed both Johansson's character and Ali's characters because they played similar roles, and they're both like these kind of like ex-military people. But I guess we needed more star power. We get a few no-named characters, or maybe they have names, but you know they're going to die, so you don't really care about them that much, and that's fine. There is some backstory dumping here to set up Johansson and Ali's characters, but it's really quick and it doesn't really make you feel anything for these characters. Johansson is like, oh, my friend died, and Ali is kind of like, my son died, and they both laugh it off in this really weird scene. You can kind of see what the movie's trying to do with Ali's character and making him protective once the children come into it. But again, it felt very forced and there wasn't really emotion to it. So, speaking of the children and the family, let's talk about this boat family. I was not a fan, and I don't think I'm alone here. They were obviously supposed to bring some humorous moments, but most of the jokes fell flat. And also, the choices they make would have killed them so many times, and it was purely plot armor that saved them, which was incredibly frustrating. I'm looking at you, Xavier. You're not supposed to like Xavier at the beginning, but he's supposed to grow on you and start to earn your respect. But it really doesn't work. I get where they were going with it, where he has like low self esteem and he's kind of trying to drive away the daughter because she's going off to college. But he doesn't really gain self esteem as the movie goes along. And that plot line just kind of fizzles out, which is another theme in this movie. So then they get onto this island, and there are some intense dinosaur scenes, which are fun, but again, they kind of drop the ball on the mutated dinosaur plot line. There really isn't a payoff here. I thought there was going to be more to these mutations, but there isn't really. But that kind of brings us to where I think this franchise could be headed. And here we get into more serious spoilers. At the end of the movie, Jonathan Bailey's character convinces Scarlett Johansson's character to give the dinosaur blood out to the world and open source it, which sounds like a great idea. But up until this point, the dinosaur DNA had been under really tight control over one or two companies, right? And by opening up this dinosaur DNA to the world, now anyone can make dinosaurs in their bad backyard. Plus, there's going to be multiple bad actors that can make genetically mutated dinosaurs. There's going to be countries, there's going to be companies, and who knows what they're going to do with that. They could even make more clones. Yikes! That was the whole point of the first movie. They were trying to smuggle dino DNA out of the park, which causes the whole movie to happen. And now Jonathan Bailey is just going to give away the dinosaur blood anyway. This is not going to end well. But maybe we'll get some dinosaurs in space. I'd actually go see that movie. So maybe that's where this franchise is going, and that's where the next few movies are going to take us. But in order to make these movies successful, I think they really need to focus on better scripts and more likable characters, because in the end, that is what this movie was severely lacking. I just didn't care enough about these characters in the end, and so when they escaped the island, I didn't care. It wasn't a payoff. My mom, who I saw the movie with, actually came out of theater and said, I hope they had all just gotten eaten by dinosaurs. So that's how she felt about this movie. What did you guys think about it? Did you like it? Did it pay off for you? Are you excited about future movies, or are you done with this franchise? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time on the couch. Thanks, everybody. Bye.